This is the story of boy meets girl. The boy, Tom Tangent of Derivative Drive, grew up believing that he'd never truly be happy until the day he met the one. The girl, Summer Secant of Unit Circle, did not really share his belief. Since the disintegration of her parents' marriage, she'd really just only loved two things in life. The first was calculus. The second was how easily she could solve problems. Tom meets Summer on March 14th, or Pi Day. He knows almost immediately that she is the one who he has been searching for. This is the story of boy meets girl, but you should know up front, it is not a love story. One day, Tom stepped into calculus class in room A325 with Mrs. Mitchner, and he saw the new girl, Summer. The moment he saw her, he knew that she was the limit as theta approaches 0 of sine theta over theta, or the 1. Of course, according to the squeeze theorem. Unfortunately, Summer thought that he was the limit as theta approaches 0 of 1 minus cosine theta over theta, or a 0. So, I guess you could say his love was like a one-side limit. But Tom hoped that it was a removable discontinuity. As the days passed, Tom found his love was like a concave up function, always increasing. He even asked his best friend, Autumn Arcsecant, for advice. Finally, he summoned up all his courage when he felt that his love was at a relative maximum, and he made a move. He approached Summer, and he asked her, "Hey girl, can I have your critical number?" Summer, deciding to give love a chance, said, sure, why not? Tom was so happy he could feel his mouth turning concave up. On their very first date, Tom was extremely nervous. He wore his best clothes and bought Summer a pretty rose, 4 cosine 4 theta, to be exact. R sine t square root absolute value of cosine t divided by sine t plus 7/5 plus 2 beat faster. She looked at him with a puzzled expression. With a flourish of his graphing calculator, Tom said, "Allow me to show you what I mean." And he graphed it for her like a real gentleman. Although Summer was impressed by his math skills, she soon realized that he was most likely the most awkward person she had ever met. On top of that, Tom was extremely clumsy. As they were leaving the restaurant, Tom slipped and fell on his own fork. Summer was shocked, and she asked him if it hurt, and she wondered how it felt. And that is the fork in his face. Tom said his pain was an indeterminate form, and they would have to drive to the l'hôpital. Along the way, Tom's pain increased like a never-ending integral, and he repeatedly yelled, "Ah, stop the bleeding!" By the end of the night, Summer was convinced that it was probably the worst date she'd ever been on. The next day, Tom apologized for everything that had happened last night. Summer only gave him a cold glare and said, "I give you a chance, but in the end, you're just the derivative of a constant, 0. Then she walked away and promptly got hit by a bus. Just kidding, but she walked away and got onto the bus. But in Tom's mind, it felt like she was already dead. Afterwards, Tom became severely depressed. The only person he could talk to was his best friend, Autumn. Autumn was a very loyal friend, and she even took revenge on Summer by making an anonymous post on her Facebook wall. She wrote, "Your mom was so fat that she had to be integrated by parts," and she got quite a few likes. Eventually, she helped Tom realize the truth of their relationship. He had thought Summer was perfection, but now he understood that perfection was like the limit of a function. You can approach it in any way you want. You can get infinitely closer and closer to it, but you'll never actually reach it. After debating in his head, like an alternating series, Tom realizes that his love for Summer is conditionally convergent, while his friendship with Autumn is absolutely convergent. Thus, Tom continued his friendship with Autumn, and Summer continued to live her life. The end.